We're in the middle of embroidering a design, and there is going to be a day when something happens. Your thread breaks, you run out of bobbin, something is going to stop the machine. You're going to need to fix it, and then you need to get back to where you were. So if the machine actually naturally stops for the problem, you will end up on a screen like this. So you'll come up with a message, and then you'll end up where you are seeing the design here, and then you're really zoomed in of exactly the point where it's thinking the next stitch is going to be. So have no fear. At any given time, you can get to the area of a design you need to start. And if you actually kind of take a look, you can give yourself a reference point by the stitch count here of where you are beginning from. So all you need to know is this. You have the two knobs on the side of the machine and a hand that will guide you to be touching the knobs. Now, the one on the top will back you up a stitch at a time. So you're going to see that the number here is changing. So I'm 7 stitches back from where it stopped. So you can go all the way back, and you can also go forward. Traditionally, you usually need to go back where the stitches stopped or your thread was shredding. Shredded thread means that you need a new needle, and if you haven't, clean the bobbin area out, put a little drop of oil, and then you got to get back to where you started. It's okay if you need to take the hoop off. The machine still knows what stitch you're on. Now, if you turn this a lot and you don't know where you started, remember, a yellow box indicates that you can touch it and get back to where it stopped. So usually what you want to do, and you can kind of see that I'm kind of in this little flower area of the design here, is it's okay to go back, say, a 1/4 inch over what you've stitched already. A little overlap is better than a empty break in your embroidery, like a skipped area. So it's always good to go back a little bit further than you think you need to go. So I can go back. Oh, the second knob. This is going to jump you 100 stitches at a time. So just know that you're going to go really fast, really far. So if you have a lot of forwarding or back to do, then you're using the second knob. I'm going to put that back to 0 because I'm going to be way too far ahead. So you can just go ahead, back up to where you need to be. You can see where you are within that design, and then you can go ahead and start. And like I said, even if it stitches over a little bit of what you have already stitched, nobody's going to know. Even you might not be able to really tell that it has stitched over something twice. Another thing to do is you can also go forward or back a color and begin back at the beginning of that color. So if I've started this and maybe I've gotten in 100 stitches and you're like, gosh, I just need to start over, it didn't work well, those first couple of stitches didn't work, you can always go back a color and then be able to go and stitch over what was not correct. If you're seeing bobbin thread coming up, that's another time to get everything fixed up and then just stitch a second time. Even though it's overlapped a little bit, trust me, it's going to look good when you're done. So to get in that area again, we touched the broken thread function and then was able to back up or go forward as necessary. And as soon as you start stitching, you'll be back on track.